Good morning, everybody. Oh, is that too loud? Can somebody let me know if I'm screaming at you or if I'm just like talking? I can't tell if I turned this up too loud. Good morning. Good morning. Can you see me and hear me? I don't have music on. Let's do a different playlist. Good morning. Can you see me and hear me? And also, am I like yelling? Am I too loud? I did something to the mic. Feel like you can see me. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Molly. All right, I'm going to stay on at least an hour today. Oh, I made a new banner and I forgot to put it on. Nope. There it is. Okay. Can you guys tell me if this is ugly or if it's cool? I can't decide. All right, let me go back up a little bit here. Has the prison service selected candidates yet for the upcoming job offer? Is it full-time, permanent role 2 or 3? I feel like they've made some offers or at least have selected some, but I don't feel like that all of the positions are full yet. Yeah, not all the positions are full yet. Not a full house. Is it full-time, permanent role? I feel like not permanent role because this would be a release, almost like an opportunity to go permanent may come, but it feels like at least the ones that they've selected may be for temporary because that would be about a release, the 3 of Swords in reverse. Any messages from my guides? There's a situation that's maturing, and I want to say it's like you need a little bit of patience for it. There's something that you feel left in the dark about or without the full answer or explanation to, and it's almost like other things are shifting so that the answer makes sense. So allow yourself to be patient with it is the message. I found a feather in my enclosed carport, like someone laid it there. It was about 6 inches long. Is there a message? So this would be the message or messenger here. This would be the feather coming down from the sky. It feels like it's a sign of something unseen or something coming back into balance, almost like, okay, so you know when a feather like falls from the sky, kind of like drifts down, like there's a need for you to be in that energy of like you're coming down into grounding, but there's a need to, the swords represents like the mind and the head. There's a need to clear your head so the shifting can take place. So like a need to be fully present in the moment so that you don't miss a change that's presenting itself. Message from my mother. I'll Be Missing You by Diddy and Faith Evans. She's noting the way that you took your power back over a situation in which you were fearing vulnerability. There's this feeling of like, am I ready to be vulnerable in this way? Am I ready to feel this? Am I ready to maybe have this conversation, something to that effect? Whatever it is, she's proud of the way that you showed up for yourself. There's this feeling of like, I don't know if I'm ready, but I'm doing it anyway when it comes to something relating to vulnerability. I'm in my own personal piece of paradise, and something about pets. There's a note of like being loyal to yourself. Like you're finally being fully loyal and showing up for yourself, even when it makes you uncomfortable. My mom is in a nursing home with end-stage Alzheimer's. Is she holding on to see me? I would say yes. Family, mother. I would say yes. And they're both upright as well. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Almost like this feeling of wanting you to have closure so that you don't feel like there's something that's lacking in that regard. I would say yes. Let me give you a token. It feels like there's like a sign, or like maybe a sign of what timing would be best. Movie with number 79. Look up movies from 1979 and go to what would like make you feel energy wise like it matches the situation. Maybe watch that movie. It feels like there's like a bigger message for you in this. When will I find my new home? Some kind of communication needing to be had. It feels to be holding this back. Where did I put that? Where is my timing deck? Where else could it possibly be? Oh, there it is. No. Oh, yeah, there it is. I was going to say, where else could I possibly put that? Are you looking around for something? Is there like some kind of communication that you're like right over it, but you're not on target with it? That could be like a different method of applying for places, or like a different, like, for example, if you're looking at apartments, look at a condo, something to that effect. It's like you're right on the target, but not over the mark yet. Special day in reverse. Let it be a mystery. I feel like it depends on that communication, and when that the right path of communication. It's like someone can connect you with it, if that makes sense. But you have to find the person to find the connection. My boyfriend is having issues in his lower left abdomen. They said it could be gas. Should he be concerned? I don't feel like it's anything significant, but I feel like it may be a little bit something like, if it's gas that's coming from some kind of other GI issue that's like needing to fix the GI issue so that that's not persistent. So it feels like it's something more than what they're saying, but like not something that's major, or not. It's basically like, yes, it's that, but it's what's causing that. That's the issue. So I just asked in my mind if it could be something like a heavy metal detox or parasite cleanse. That would be helpful. And I got High Priestess in reverse. So I don't feel like it's that. I feel like it's maybe something, you know how like sometimes we can become sensitive to something that we weren't sensitive to previously in terms of like food or something. It's almost like he needs to go back to the drawing board and address GI issues. It doesn't feel like it's anything bigger than that though. Message from Spirit, guys. I feel like a wreck. Knight of Cups. It feels like your ability to stay on your own team in times of frustration is kind of being tested right now. What wound is this? Loneliness wound. And religious trauma. It almost feels like you're kind of feeling this sense of abandonment from like your higher self's direction or your higher self's guidance. Something fell apart that you were intending to step into, but that was actually for your benefit. Whatever that wasn't going to serve you long term, but you weren't able to see it from that perspective. And I'm seeing this token as I look in the bag. It's a heart in a hand. It's almost like you put your full heart into something and ended up not getting the results that you wanted. But there's a need to shift perspective to see that too was for your benefit. You just you're not going to be able to step into the benefit of it until you can release this like anger you have at yourself for how it didn't work out. But it's almost like your higher self is saying, don't be angry at yourself because it's not your fault it didn't work out. It wasn't supposed to work out. That's why it didn't work out, type of thing. Why do I feel like people are against me? Someone feels like if you get ahead, they can't get ahead. This like only one of us can win type energy. Yeah, and it's like, I need you to stand in your own way so that I don't have to go head to head with you because I can't compete. There's this feeling of like wanting to stop forward movement. It's kind of feeling like, for example, if a boss felt like you could do their job better than them type of thing. It's like that kind of energy. Any messages from past family members? I'm going to go to the other list in 1 second. That's Life by Frank Sinatra. I feel like this is an older male that's coming through. Frank Sinatra's wearing a suit in this, so that might be significant. It feels like someone's been trying to give you messages that you're not trusting or you're not understanding correctly. So there's a need to kind of dedicate yourself to shifting perspective. This could be like when you feel like you're getting some kind of intuitive hits, kind of write it down. It's almost like you're getting pieces of it correctly, but then forgetting what exactly it was when the next piece comes in, but the pieces need to connect. It feels like there's a bigger message coming through for you, but you need to kind of write it down as it comes in, or like make note of it as it comes in. Yeah, not writing, needing to write to understand the message coming through. That's Life. It feels like there's some guidance of how to move forward that's coming through. I forgot to go to the other list. Does my mother have a message for me and a song? So the first song that's coming through is Father and Daughter by Paul Simon. And I hit the next song because I wasn't sure if that was the right song or not. It feels like that's almost like a password or like some kind of significance for you that's different than the message, if that makes sense. Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys Knight and the Pips. I almost feel like there's this either apology from a father coming through that she's relaying the message of, or like it's either that direction or it's like, I'm proud of you for the healing that you've made in that regard or with that certain topic. Oh, okay, maybe that's it. I'm proud of you for the healing that you made, for the closure that you didn't receive in certain situations. Almost like behind closed doors, she knew how much it took of you, but you put on a brave face externally is the message. All right, let me go to these. Said in your last reading, I should get a second opinion regarding my health. Who should I see, specialist, and for what? Who should you see and for what? Three of Wands in reverse. So someone that you have not seen yet to address an issue that you've gotten looked at before. Magician in reverse. You didn't get the whole story. Chariot. Two things coming together. Almost like, for example, if you've gotten like gut issues looked into before, turned up as nothing, needing to have a second look. It's like something like that. It's like something that preventative care or like necessary changes could be helpful in the future. Almost like the example I'm getting, and this is not it, but if there's like, if you're rubbing paint off of a wall and like at first it's just a little scratch and then it becomes something bigger. It's like there's a way to prevent that. But it feels like looking at something that's been looked at before from a different type of specialist. So if you got it looked at by a regular doctor, having it looked at by a specialist or something to that effect, if that makes sense. When is the rest of my true soul family coming? This to me feels like you're slowly calling them in one by one. It's like now that you're showing up as this full version of you, the people who are meant to find you are coming to find you. And the dog here on the other hermit, that's not the this is the after tarot. So in the regular one, this dog is a very small dog, okay? But now he's like grown. It's like you're bringing or calling in the people that are able to meet you where you're at. Yeah, coming back to life here. It's like you're calling them in now. Just it feels like one by one. Do 2 more and then hop back to the other list. What unknown situation may rise up to challenge me? We have justice coming out. Communication regarding justice. 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords in reverse. An uncomfortable conversation that leads to justice. So it feels like it's something that's actually in your benefit, but the conversation in itself that leads up to it may be uncomfortable or triggering. So like in order to get to a situation being rebalanced or some kind of justice or fairness, I need to have an uncomfortable situation. That challenges me, but the situation in itself actually serves me or is in my benefit, if that makes sense. Found a penny today message. I found one, what was that, yesterday at the rides? I found one too. The candle thing that's used in Hanukkah, I think. 43. 43. Breadcrumb. You're like being breadcrumbed towards seeing where fulfillment is being blocked so that you can make different changes and move forward. Almost like a sign of luck turning in your favor, because where you're being blocked is going to start to be highlighted so that you can move forward. And I'm looking at this token in here that says Go Team with number 23 on it. I feel like there's going to be 2 to 3 more signs that are going to show you where a blockage is. And this is like the start of luck turning in your favor in regards to that. Any messages from my daughter? There's a need for you to talk something out. It's like throwing you off balance more than you're imagining or realizing. There's a need to let yourself be supported. You're so busy always supporting everybody else. And sometimes you need that in order to continue to do that for everybody else. Yeah, it's almost like after you talk through it, you're not going to feel that like lump in your chest type thing. It's like almost like right now when you get close to a topic of the topic that you need to talk about but are holding in, you start to feel this like blockage, like you're about to cry or you're about to like not be able to continue speaking. And it's like, let yourself be supported. You'll be able to talk through that. And I'm seeing this star token as I look in the bag, number 28. So 2 and 8 is 10. It's like a need to stop carrying the burden all on your own. Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. All right, let me go back to this list. Oh, you love the new header. Thank you. Okay, cool. I felt like it looked kind of like true crime-y. I'm trying to find. Okay, here we go. Any messages from my spiritual community with a token? What is that? Number 25. Oh, it's a candle. It's a flame. Number 25 with a candle with a big flame. Candle with a big flame. Temperance in reverse. you are the person that goes back and rescues that inner child or past version of yourself. And it feels like you're doing that by your connection with someone else, almost like you're helping to heal someone else's inner child. And the parts of your inner child that you didn't recognize needed healing are healing from this experience. Hold on, I need to pick a song. I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll is the song. I am not okay. Wait, what's the lyrics? I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life, but God knows I know when it's all said and done, I'm not okay, but it's all going to be all right. It's not okay, but we're all going to be all right. Yeah, it's like you're helping yourself heal unintentionally by helping heal someone else's inner child, but I almost feel like you're not recognizing that you're helping that person either, which is why it's helping you so much, because you're not doing it for that reason, if that makes sense. You're not doing it for selfish reasons, and because of that, you're getting a benefit from it. Message and a token. Oop. Okay, so the whole bag just knocked over as well. And the one that came out, I think this is the title one, but it's Eye of the Beholder. And then I have a baby with number 26 on it. The Eye of the Beholder. There's a need to see a situation from a point of innocence here, like your own innocence. Almost like you're fighting yourself on whether or not to move forward, because it almost feels like in order to move forward in some way, it's admitting that someone else hurt you in a way that would cause you to move forward without them, or there's this feeling of like needing to leave something behind and this struggle with guilt of leaving it behind. But there's a need to see what you're deserving of, and it's more than what you were being offered in that particular instance. Am I interpreting my spiritual gifts correctly? Yes. It feels like in a big way, it feels like you're really starting to either channel or get more direct messages that you are understanding correctly. You're finally free to trust your intuition. You're showing up as the King of Pentacles. So it's like you're grounded and you're ready for this now because you healed emotional numbness. You unnumbed yourself, and it's allowing you to, because our gifts are a lot with like feelings and emotions. That's almost like if you think of like a straw going from your crown chakra to your higher self, it's like that straw. How do I explain this? Imagine the straws like energy currents, right? So it's like the energy currents go from your emotions. When your emotions are in flow and in tune, it energetically can carry stuff down this hypothetical straw. So it's like you unnumbed and turned the straw energy currents on. And I have the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So it's like you balanced out your masculine and feminine by allowing yourself to feel. So yes. Will the professional female thief who stole my wallet out of my purse years ago at work be prosecuted for her crime? She also stole from several other businesses in Austin, Texas. Will she be prosecuted? I feel like not right now, because anything that could be used as evidence, it feels like there's a rebuttal for, like a way for her to talk herself out of it, or like provide some kind of proof to the contrary. It feels like something needs to shift for that to happen. It doesn't feel like that's in the energy right now. Is there an opportunity for that to happen? I feel like if she does it again, there could be proof that in combination with the other things could get her for all of them. But it feels like she needs to do it again in order to get caught. I have What Have I Done by Dermont Kennedy playing, so I do feel like she did it. Any messages, please? The victory is right around the next corner. Yeah, you can't see it yet, but the walls are coming down to show you how to get there. It feels like whatever your last rebirth was, whatever you were hoping to come out of it, is what's coming. There's some kind of like mental battle easing up, but not until you get around the corner to see the victory. So there's need to like be patient with yourself, because it's all It's all shifting. I'm looking at this. This is kind of good to have this bag kind of open because I look at random tokens. Anyway, I'm seeing this pumpkin. So maybe by Halloween is when this victory will kind of unfold. Is he being untruthful with me? Is he being untruthful with me? I would say yes. It's kind of giving the energy of I'm trying to give you a lie as to not hurt you with the truth. Almost like I'm convincing myself that I'm doing it for good reasons, even though I know that I'm lying. Yeah, there's a lot of like, we're not on the same page here. And I'm seeing this shark and this ghost. Shark and ghost. We have 92 and 17 as the numbers. Kind of gives me the energy of like, if I get caught in my lie, I will run instead of admitting what I did, type of thing. Messages from my spirit guides. Let You In by Justin Stone. If I'm not meant for this, then why am I here? Blurry thoughts around, gotta get my head clear. Justice in reverse. There's a situation that you feel kind of defeated from, almost like you got the short end of the stick or whatever that quote is. The person you might not see justice, but the person is still getting karma. They're not getting away with the way that they treated you. And so there's this feeling of like needing to move forward and letting that be enough, almost like the message of the karma will be worse than justice would have been. So even though it feels still unfair, there's a need to let yourself move forward or find a way to move forward. Go back to this list. Who is my soulmate? Have I met this person yet? I don't feel like you've met this person yet, at least not the soulmate in the way that you're referring to like that lasting commitment. I feel like this person is going to be someone who, if you think of your first love, but make that person very mature and ready, it feels like it's a version of that person. Almost like the person who comes back to free you from the way that that love broke you in some way. So not like they're going to remind you of that person or that person's love, but it's like a mature, evolved version of that person's energy, if that makes sense. But not in like a creepy, you remind me of my ex way. Not like that. Any messages for me from my spirit guides? Never Did by Ryan Carveo. There's a need to protect yourself right now from either people trying to pull you into drama or people trying to take your ideas and paint them as their own. I would say be very mindful with like who you give information to about your plans or ideas or goals in order to avoid some kind of drama or burden. Stay committed to I don't want to say like your own lane, but like don't worry about what other people are doing or trying to make a point to them. Almost like if there was someone digging for some kind of information to figure out how to use something you're building. So just be very mindful with who you're giving access to information on right now. And I just looked down at this. It's like a hotel bell, number 38, 8, 9, 10, 11. Things are coming into alignment, but there's this like energy of like, I'm going to test you first. Why am I so uncomfortable in my earth body? Why am I so uncomfortable? There's this feeling of like being very in your head in order to unpack higher level thoughts, right? So then like when you're focused externally, it feels like you just shift it from like, you know, that ride that like drops you, it just like is a tower and it just drops you over and over. It's almost like that feeling, almost like spiritual vertigo. Like you feel like, okay, I was just in this room unpacking these higher level thoughts and now I'm back here. And I feel like it has a lot to do with other people feeling like they couldn't understand what's going on in your mind. Like I can't really talk to the average person about the spiritual thoughts that I'm having. And it makes me feel like I want to go back into the other room, if that makes sense. I'm looking at a leaf with number 71. Fall. Oh, like a falling leaf. Yeah, it's just like the difference between what's going on in your mind versus what you are able to communicate externally because other people won't understand. Okay, let me go back to this list. Anything I can do to control my insulin resistance without taking medication? I have Better Days Are Coming by Dermont Kennedy playing. I almost want to read this as like yes, but it's not ready yet. Like something that's coming eventually, but something that's not here yet and available. Shift perspective. Okay, so something that you're not ready for yet. I guess I'd word that as you could start to get certain things in your life shifted that would lessen the need for it, and then see over time how low you can get that need for it and then supplement that in some way. It feels like right now though there's a need to be on it. But it feels like there's certain things lifestyle change wise that would help you need it less. But it feels like something invasive, like something like that's a big ask of you. I almost want to say like something like, I don't want to say fitness wise. I don't know. It's like something about hold on. Shifting something like lungs, breathing, like fitness, something like in the day to day. Powerful woman. Doctor, law, police. It was in reverse. I would say not to get off of it yet. I don't feel like that's the best option right now. Some kind of significant lifestyle changes that would help to lessen the need for it, and then in combination with something else, it could be talked about in the future. It feels like. Should I take the job offer? I would say yes. You're going to regret it if you don't. Almost like if you were to get a different offer that you're hoping would be better, it ends up not being better, or there's something about like, I wish I would have taken it if I don't take it. Am I close to finding a job? I would say yes. It almost feels like you're going to get some kind of disappointment, and then right after the disappointment is when you find the job. Faster than you think. So it feels like either you're going through a disappointment right now, as in like maybe something you were hoping for fell through, or there's going to be some kind of, I really hope I get that, but something else calls me first and I take it, or I really hope I get that, I don't get it, and then I get something else right away. Who's the other energy that's trapped in Lewis Sr.'s house? His wife deals with voodoo. someone protecting a person that's been voodooed, or someone giving like some kind of retribution for someone that's been voodooed. This feels like an ancestor of someone who's been messed with through voodoo. Or if not an ancestor, then just like someone who passed before or after a person passed, and they're this protecting energy. It feels like it's directly connected to that, though. How can I overcome this stagnancy in my life? I feel like I'm stuck in quicksand. Feels like needing to look at what projections of other people you're carrying with you that's limiting your ability to come up with a creative solution. It almost feels like if other people convinced you that there was no solution, it kind of feels like it's related to a money wound. Like there's this belief that I have to work really hard to be able to make ends meet, or I need to constantly be giving in order to receive. There's this mindset shift that is reflecting into your external reality more than you're recognizing. But if you shift the internal, it will help you to see solutions in the external. It feels like it has something to do with a money wound, though. 3 of Pentacles in reverse, a negative money mindset. So that could be self-worth, self-concept, needing to work on the root, and you'll start to see solutions in the physical. I was physically sick from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. the night of the blue supermoon. Was this some sort of spiritual enlightenment, bad juju, or just sick? Spiritual enlightenment, bad juju, just sick. Sick because of something sent. Artificially intelligent new AI is what the song just said. Jericho by Inkio. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It feels like some kind of, honestly, spell work or some intention sent. Water in reverse, weapon, woods concealed, work, delays in reverse. Who at your work would dabble in some kind of magic? Because it feels like throwing rocks and hiding my hands, trying to make you look incapable or unwell or held back so that I can look better. It feels like it has something to do with someone from your work, though. Can I have a message from my guides and a song? Giants by Dermont Kennedy is the song. There's a need to make a decision before any future conversations that you're not going to walk on eggshells around anyone. There's a need to kind of show up fully and know that you're protected to get the message across, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Not letting other people's comfort levels dictate how, what's that word? Not radically, how like bold you show up for yourself. There's another word, but I can't find it. It's almost like not allowing yourself to get tongue-tied and then stop talking. Allow yourself to get tongue-tied and just keep pushing through it type of energy. When it comes to showing up for yourself in uncomfortable conversations. Did Rick leave me the rose petal last week? I feel like you're right in the masculine energy, but not the right person. Unconvincing, yeah. I don't feel like that's the person, but I feel like you're right in the masculine energy, and I feel like you're right in like the reasoning. or maybe it's someone connected to that person. You're half right, half wrong, but it feels like you're wrong about the person, but right about the other elements. Token. It's a cowboy boot with number 53. There's a need to be a little selfish with your energy right now. Not selfish in terms of like you're selfish, but selfish in terms of like, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to choose me and I'm going to be unapologetic about that. There's a need to kind of really go into battle for yourself, it feels, but not like battle, more just like I'm avoiding the battle because I'm showing up for myself, if that makes sense. What is B's problem from my group? What is B's problem? B's projecting their own issues onto other people. I'm avoiding something, looking internally at myself. I'm making it so that I'm filling in the blanks of what I think you're doing because I'm looking at what you're doing from what would I do with my wound in that position. So like, let's just say, for example, B feels like people are leaving B out. If B was leaving someone out, it would be because they were intimidated by them or because they thought that the other person was better than them. So they assume that you must be doing that or the group must be doing that. It's a projection of their own avoidance of their own issues. Thank you. One of these. That one. Become obsessed with the fact that your potential is limitless. You can be anything and everything that you want. See the gas thing where it's going up? It's like it's time to put your foot on the gas on some kind of change because it's going to benefit you more than you're recognizing right now. It feels like that message is from your mom. Feeling Good by Griffin and Aluminum. Aluminum. That I'm not saying that right. Like lighting something up. I feel like that message was from your mom. Is my daughter truly talking to a spirit, good or bad? Is my daughter truly talking to a spirit? Is there like a deceased grandmother or aunt? Almost like trying to give closure, trying to help you heal for what you don't know how to talk about. I would say it feels like a family member and it doesn't feel like a bad thing. It feels like either trying to give closure, support, or answers, or like I can see in your mind to know that there's certain things that are bothering you you're not talking about. So I'm trying to help you heal those parts, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like a bad thing, though. I'm looking in at this cross, too. Number 83 with a cross. 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 would be representing gates. I feel like it's a good thing or like a healing thing and a family member. One more here and then the other list. Who was I in my past life? Who was I in my past life? We have revolution, enslavement, destruction. This is like, you might have a very strong sense of like, is it injustice or justice? Like when you see injustice, you may really like feel it in your chest. Yeah, the devil coming out right on enslavement. It feels like you were involved in some kind of like overthrow and ended up getting locked up for it. Judgment in reverse, Page of Wands. The judgment blocked your freedom. It feels like a revolutionary freedom fighter type of thing in some way. So I felt called to flip this over and I got the insanity card. I feel like this is a situation where like you were trapped and held somewhere for an extended period of time because of some kind of fighting against some kind of external wrong. What is not in my current purview for the next 4 months that I need to be made aware of? There's a worst case scenario you're fearing, and that's not going to happen. So there's a need to stop putting so much of your energy into what would happen if that would happen. Yeah, King of Wands, it's like you're going to be presented with the right course of action at the proper time so that you don't get tripped up in whatever that worst case scenario could possibly be. It feels like you're going to get some kind of proof of this in the next few weeks too. You're going to see that. Okay, we're going to close super chats. The last one is going to be Molly with the astral traveling one. Go back to this list. Where was I? How long before my neck disables me? I do feel like you're kind of reading that correctly. I feel like you have more time than you're thinking, though. If there's something that they're guiding you to do, like some kind of like movement therapy or something, it feels like the longer that you're able to keep up with that, the longer you're going to continue to give yourself more time. It almost feels like when that kind of stuff is too hard to do or not being done is when it starts to decline more quickly. Almost like the more you put into it, the longer you'll get out of it. I feel like at sometimes you may feel like, what's the point if it's just going to end that way anyway? But I feel like the point is the longer that you do it, the longer you'll be able to have more movement. But I do feel like it is heading in that direction, unfortunately. Let's see about timing. So I have within a year coming out in reverse. So I feel like it's at least a year or so longer than what you're imagining it being. Any messages from my uncle on his heavenly birthday to his brother or nephew on his shared birthday? Well, that's all about the home environment, the family within. I feel like he's shown his presence clear as day within the last like week or so, or that's going to be happening today on the birthday. Almost like you're gonna see it so clearly you can't miss it. I have a pair of glasses with number 2 here. You're going to see it so clearly you can't miss it. Whoever it is that has the shared birthday, it feels like your uncle is directing that person on the right course of action in a decision that they're making. It's like, look for the signs. It's a mouth saying no. Look for the signs of what to avoid, and you'll be directed in the right way. Almost like there'll be this gut feeling of, no, that's not for me. And as you follow those no's, you're going to be led to the right yes. There's like a clearing or an opening coming with that. I feel healthy and happy, and it is beautiful where I am. California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas is the song. Was it my friend who hacked my Facebook, or was the hacker just really good? He got into my phone too. Is he getting my Google and credit cards? Was it your friend that hacked into your Facebook? getting in out of the cold, getting in somewhere that you've been locked out from because you're given some kind of password or you got in some way. Feels like this was your friend. Using your emotions against you. It feels like it's your friend or someone that you know. Got into my phone too. Is he getting my Google and credit cards? Trying to. I don't feel like they were able to yet, but I feel like there was an attempt to. Why has B's communication with me increased? I'm dealing with something in private that I don't feel like I have the tools to fight against. So either I'm trying to distract myself or I'm trying to kind of use your light to guide me. Yeah, I don't feel strong enough to handle it on my own. I feel like you either partially suspected this or that makes sense to you. Is Joe guiding my search to the exact location and a token? We have a shark with number 92. 9 plus 2 is 11. So that would be gates. That would be spiritual guidance. Would it make sense if I said to you, he's trying to help you first see where it's not and pinpointing where it's not will almost like encircle where it is. So like if I show you it's not here, not here, not here, not here, not here, you recognize you just created a circle and it's in the middle. I'm helping you see where it is by showing you where it's not, if that makes sense. So yes, but in like a roundabout way. I was wondering if my mother-in-law who recently passed has a message for me or my husband, her son. Yes, she's very committed to getting this message out. Oh, Don't Blink by Kenny Chesney just started playing. There's a need for him to let you support him and not just try to hold it all in. It's okay to feel the feelings that come with this. I'm seeing this like a hotel type bell with number 38 on it, 8, 9, 10, 11, another 11. She can show him her presence more when he's not repressing the emotions. There's this feeling of like, she's okay. She needs an offer of love. She's okay. She needs him to be okay. But in order for him to truly be okay, he needs to talk through what he's feeling and not avoid feeling it. Look up to the sky and see the shapes of the clouds. That's where I send you messages. My mind is free. I'm okay. See how like this looks like if you look through this doorway, this is the scene that you would see. She can be more present when he's more in tune with his feelings. She's okay. She knows that he needed to know that, but now she needs him to be okay. The Longest Time by Billy Joel. There's this message of like he's my greatest, like he's the, how do I word that? Like if I have anything to show for my life, it's how great of a man that he's become is the message. Last one, then I'm going back to the other list. My nephew keeps hearing his name being called in his mom's house, but it's not her. What is it? Is there a man that would be connected to her? This is not representing anything bad. It's just representing kind of like an energy, or like a ghost type energy, a spirit type energy, especially with the white dove. Feels like a man that's connected to her that would be a younger male. What's a message that my guides have been trying to get to me that I'm just not getting? A message of protect your plan moving forward by not letting too many people in on what it is, or being very mindful with who you give access to your ideas about. Yeah, someone can't be trusted. It's like someone's trying to project confusion onto you because they're unsure of their own path, if that makes sense. There's this feeling of be very mindful about who you're sharing information with right now. Even if they're not going to use it against you, there's like this shift that's taking place, that the information now is going to be shifting in terms of what you are stepping into, or what you're planning, or what you're wanting for yourself. So like allow the shift to take place. Hold on, this like moved me a lot. Do I have any messages from Dave's parents or family? Is there, whatever the last message you got from them, it feels like there's a need to go back and relook at it. Almost like you got 80% of what was supposed to come from it, but now there's a need to go back and look at it again. The last topic, yeah, communication. There's a need to go back and look at the last either message or download that you got from them or about the situation, and unpack it further. There's like 20% left still to be uncovered. And I'm looking at these 3 stars. We just had the 3 of Pentacles. So that'd be a confirmation of that. What number? 63, 6, 7, 8, 9. Seeing some kind of good. There's more good to come out of the last message, or more progress to come. Why do we seldom hear or see our daughter who lives 8 miles away? What is going on with the daughter? It's the energy of like scrambling to make ends meet, or scrambling, like constant state of busyness, but I need to be, or like constant state of exhaustion because of a constant state of busyness because I need to be. It feels like I'm trying really hard to improve some situation that's not going that well. Page of Cups in reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse, kind of false start. But here's the thing. I can't tell if it's like, I just don't want you to see that I'm not having everything together like I'm portraying, or if it's like I'm truly just exhausted from trying to get everything to stack up and work. It could be a combination of 2. I'm seeing this spider. It feels like a web, so like a combination of 2. Like, I don't really have the energy, and I don't want you to necessarily pick up on the fact that I'm as exhausted as I am because of trying to put all the pieces into place. I have been feeling off. Is there something I need to be concerned about? Interesting song to come on. Medication by the collection. I was scared of what it meant if I needed medicine just to feel like me again, keep my demons in. Every now and then, I remember when I thrived. Now I'm just trying to survive. It's like I tripped and took a dive into another life that doesn't feel like mine. We have the Hermit in reverse coming out. It feels like there's a collective energy that's hitting certain people specifically very hard. And I'm seeing this cloud with rain 37, 7, 8, 9, 10, an ending of a cycle. It feels like before there's a next wave of ascension, there's certain things that are brewing that are coming to the surface shadow wound wise. And it's almost like we're feeling it before it comes to the surface, and that's meant to show us the ascension that's impending. So you're feeling a little off, you're picking up on a certain wound that's going to be coming to the surface because you're ready to heal it. So concerned, no, but like able to put yourself in observer mode and see the emotions as teachers instead of punishments. Go back to this list and do a couple. Any messages for my husband and a token. I love that you guys like these tokens too, because I like using them. We have Saturn with 101. There's an ending, like a completion of a chapter, and another chapter is he's about to commit himself to a new chapter here. One that's not going to feel like such a mental battle, but it feels like there's a need to pull his energy in and not be concerned about what other people are doing, or not expect other people to be ready to walk in the new chapter with him. Star in reverse. It's like a new chapter happening in private. I'm also seeing the headphones with 51. The new chapter that he's been working towards is about to unfold. He's up over the mountain, but now he needs to control his pace going down the other side of the mountain as to not get too ahead of himself. Message from my guides and a song. Oh, wait, I'm going to go to the other playlist. One second. None of these are the song. Unappreciated by Erica Mason. You show up for everybody but yourself, got used to doing everything but never asked for help. See, you're the person that people take for granted and eventually regret it when they realize the void that you left. There's someone pulling on your energy right now. It feels like a state of remembrance, a state of, oops, I messed up. I feel like you're feeling like this person doesn't care or doesn't realize the impact of the loss when they lost you, but they're realizing it. They're just, their ego's too wrapped up to ever admit that. But it's almost like there's this, allow yourself to know that it actually did make an impact. They're just not in the state of emotional maturity to admit it. But it's almost like you were devaluing yourself subconsciously, feeling like, okay, they don't even care. They do. They just are emotionally too immature to face that. Should I be concerned about the local air and water quality on my family's health? You read something or heard, or you either read something or saw something on the news or something that made you concerned. That concern is valid, is how I'd word that. Your concern is valid. Your concern about something specifically, it feels like that you read. I would say yes. So it feels like there's steps you can take to help reduce the concern, though. Like kind of going out of your way in some ways to reduce the concern. I don't know if it's like getting air filters or water filters or something. Feels like you've already considered it, and if you can do that, I would say to do it. Last one, then I'm going to the other list. Energy from my mom and family after my MRI results. Does she feel guilty? Kind of getting the energy of like, I should have listened to you, or like, I dismissed you when I shouldn't have, and I realize that now. Almost like I was trying to protect myself by not dealing with the reality of something, and now I realize that I messed up. But why am I not really picking up on a feeling of guilt? I'm picking up on this feeling of like, oops, but I don't, for some reason, don't feel guilt. Is there guilt here? Right questions, but misunderstanding the answer. So she's asking herself the right questions, but misunderstanding the answer. I almost feel like she's looking at how it impacted her and not realizing how it impacted you. So there's not that sense of guilt yet, because there's more of like an internal focus still. Feels like there's avoidance of accepting some kind of answer, if that makes sense. What comments and concerns do my witchy ancestors have for me? What type of magic did they do? Comments and concerns would be other people using your emotions against you, or trying to get you too emotionally wrapped up in their business to focus on your own. Almost like you may notice a pattern of when you have your own stuff going on, all of a sudden other people have issues that need your emotional attention. It's almost like there's this try and kick them when they're down energy that's used against your family line at times in order to try and stop forward progress. What type of magic did they do? Feels like a lot of protection spells. And I also want to note, it feels like never doing magic or anything against someone's free will. So it feels more like protecting self other than anything against or towards others, if that makes sense. Any messages from my spirit guides or past loved ones? Redirection is divine protection. Whatever it was that didn't work out for you really did work out for you. Something that would have jeopardized your lasting stability was removed from your life before you could even see it was a problem, so you could maintain your own forward, like things going better. Something would have put a cog in that wheel. It was removed before it could do that. So just trust that it was protection and not punishment. All right, I'm going to finish these ones and then go back to the other list and finish that, or finish someone there. Probably going to stay on about 20 more minutes. A message from my spirit guides and a song. That's not it. The Reckoning by Mothika. Once was a girl who trusted everyone she met till she woke up, till she passed out and woke up in the lion's den. Now she always looks over her shoulder, won't let anybody get closer. A stranger is a villain you haven't run away from yet. That's interesting. The Knight of Pentacles and the Star, both in reverse. There's some situation where you recognize you could not trust someone. It doesn't feel like this was all the way recent. It feels like it was like a minute ago, but you were correct. It's almost like you didn't see the proof you were correct, and you may still struggle with a little bit of like, did I cut that person off too soon or too swiftly? You didn't. It's almost like your intuition, that one little gut feeling was enough, and that's all you needed to make the right decision. I'm looking at the angel here. 105, divine protection, and 105 equals 6. It's almost like you avoided the bad by listening to that divine authority or that intuitive hit. And that is accumulated wisdom that doesn't need to be proven. It's almost like the gut feeling is the accumulated wisdom, and you don't need anything physically to back it up anymore. So you made the right decision in that instance. Should I move to North Carolina? Is there another option that you're considering? Is it that you should move and just not there? Hold on. Is it that you should move and that's just not the right location? You're back on track. It feels like, yes, you should be looking to move, but it doesn't feel like that's the best location for you. I almost want to say like close, but no cigar type energy, like right region, wrong target. Thank you. One of these for you. That's the one. Is it really about you, or is someone else using you as a wall for their projections? Be mindful of what wounds other people are just putting onto you right now instead of addressing them themselves. Superiority wound. Other people are trying to make you feel less than by making themselves feel bigger. Messages from my mother. Anything she wants me to know. A tree with number 27. Whatever it is that's really stressing you out is going to start to ease up by your birthday. My birthday is the 27th, and that's what I thought of with that tree. Not this month, December, but whenever your next birthday is, it feels like there's a major shifting of whatever anxiety is being caused by something that's not generating forward movement. There's going to be movement in that by your birthday. Oh, Jet Airliner by Steve Miller Band. Jet, taken off. Forward progress. Have I been astral traveling at night? I have woken up several times, my body literally jumping off the bed. So this being that it's the after tarot, she's looking at her reflection in the pentacle, and this is like planting the seeds. I almost want to say it's like the opportunity presenting itself, but you having to do something to solidify that that's what you want to happen. Almost like your guides are like, here, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Are you going to show interest in this? And as you kind of like thumbs up it, it can happen. It feels almost like you've gotten a preview of it, or like your guides are alerting you to the fact that it's accessible now because of some kind of healing that's occurred, if that makes sense. New member, thank you. Oh. Observe and take nothing personally. Take everything for what it is. And it's a little magnifying glass with an eyeball. Your gut feelings are going to be alerting you to some kind of truth. Like, trust the gut feelings that you have specifically about other people within the next 2 weeks. I'm going to do probably about 5 to 10 more, and then I have to hop off to go feed my child. Messages from my dad. And Gavin is back in school starting September, the end of the first week of September. So we'll be doing more regular lives and also some subscriber lives in there as well. Messages from my dad. feels to be a message that's showing up a lot today, but some kind of redirection was actually his protection. When it comes to communication, I almost want to say like a conversation you were hoping to have but didn't get to have yet. Either the timing is being arranged in your favor or the lack of it happening yet was in your favor. But there's this feeling of I'm protecting you. I'm protecting, I'm getting things to happen when they need to happen after a perspective shift. So you have a perspective shift and then what you were waiting for happens because that perspective shift is allowing you to see it from the right angle. 1982 by Randy Travis. Operator, please connect me with 1982. Almost like I've been waiting for this for so long, but the wait is protection. Any messages for me? Be mindful in communications that you feel like, is this person going to flip what I say and use it against me? If you start to have that notion, just end the conversation. You don't need to prove a point here, or you don't need to see if you're right. There's a need to just trust that and keep moving forward. Is my dad around me in a music song? Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. So Dock of the Bay, Bay would be emotions, almost like I'm able to give you messages through the way that certain songs make you feel. My messages come through your emotions in certain songs that occur at a certain time, almost like the song matches your thought or something to that extent. I said what I said. King of Swords. King of Swords is the divine authority card. Chariot in reverse. The moments that the songs stop you in your tracks and invoke some kind of emotion, there's a deeper message in them. So yes. It's a like a ballerina or a girl dancing with the number 20. What's that song? I Hope You Dance. Who sings that? I Hope You Dance. Leanne Rimes. It feels like if you listen to that song, that emotion is the emotion that he tries to invoke in other songs. Oh yeah, the drawing is tomorrow. Thank you for that. For the shadow box. Shadow box deck and reading. Yeah, that's tomorrow. And you can do the drawing on stand.store/The-Reckoning.co. Am I heading in the right direction in my life, and will my vision become a reality? Heading in the right direction, yes. Still some pivots up ahead, also yes. What is that? Someone working out with a barbell over their head, number 67. So number 13, that equals a 4. Your foundation is there, but what you're building on it is gonna pivot. That doesn't mean you're in the wrong direction. It means you're right where you need to be to get to where you want to go. Things are going to start picking up for you speed-wise as you accept that there's certain parts that are going to be pivoted for your benefit. So like if you pick a theme for a birthday party and it ends up being a little bit different but the same color type of thing, like that, for example, not literally, but like that. Allow yourself to pivot in some ways. Pivoting on the details, but the foundation is there. The tokens, so I have 2 different tokens in this bag. I just put them together. One is like this, that shape, and then the other is like a pancake. Anyways, they're both from the same place, but it's the 2 different tokens they have. It's on Etsy. I don't know how to say that, but that's the name. I'm not even going to try to say it because I'm going to say it wrong. Does my dad ever think about me? I feel like there's a lot of avoidance here. Like I think about you and I push it down. It feels like there's some kind of pain here. King of Wands and Six of Pentacles. It feels like there's pain on his end about certain decisions. So I try to avoid certain thoughts. Wheel of Fortune, when the wheel starts turning, I try and stop it. I would say yes, but like there feels to be some kind of regret or something on his end that he's having trouble working through. Shall I buy the most I can afford or a smaller amount to begin with? Most, smaller. I feel like, so I'm getting most you can afford, but like, I feel like the reason that I'm getting that is because if you go with less, there might be some unforeseen issue that causes you to then just spend the money that you could have spent just getting the other option. So I don't know if I'd say most you can afford. I would say being very mindful of not cutting corners to try and spend less, but potentially then having issues. So like not the least you can afford, but not the most, but like somewhere on that line that would be unlikely to have unforeseen issues. So not like a super cheap deal, if that makes sense. Mm-mm. I am ready to start introducing reversals to my readings. Any advice? Once you decide to do that, make sure that, like, okay, so once you tell your guides, okay, this is how I'm going to understand it, make sure that that's how you understand it all the time. So it's not like going back and forth between sometimes reading them, sometimes not. It's almost like once you make the commitment, don't go back on the commitment, because that's the standard that you're setting in terms of how you'll understand the message, if that makes sense. Any messages from Daisy? There's a topic of thought or discussion or change that you're like moving past, but you're not done yet with the thinking stage or the build up stage. Don't step forward yet. There's a need to evaluate what you already know or what you already have before stepping forward, so that you can get the victory. It's a medal with number 82. 8 and 2 is 10. So don't step forward yet. 2 would be like 8 and then 2 steps until the completion of a cycle. Don't take those 2 steps until you fully understand where you're at. What is the real reason my husband does not want to be intimate? Because he's afraid that it's going to open the door to emotional intimacy, and he's avoiding that because he's avoiding some kind of wound that he's dealing with inside. It's quite literally not you. It's quite literally I'm avoiding myself. If we're intimate, we might then have a conversation after, and I'm avoiding my emotions at all cost, shame and guilt, and cynicism wounds. I'm very skeptical of feeling my feelings, so I'm numbing instead And I feel like if you can see me, you're going to see the worst in me because I'm seeing the worst in myself. So I'm in my mind convincing myself that somehow it's you that's avoiding me when it's really me that's avoiding me. Any message from my maternal grandmother? What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong is the song. There's something that you recently handled privately that you would never ask for, like, a kudos, a good job on, but she wants to acknowledge how hard that was for you to overcome almost like a lack of closure, that bubbled to the surface that you had to give yourself the closure for. And there's this feeling of like you did better than you're giving yourself credit for. It feels like she's going to send you some kind of either like either you'll come across a movie that reminds you of her, or like a line in something you're watching will kind of be a confirmation of that. You have nothing to feel guilty about. You made the right decision in whatever it was that you were handling privately. Ooh. I'm going to do about 2 more, and then I have to... Leanne Womack. Yeah, that's who it is. Not Leanne Rimes. Thank you. I hope you dance. Yeah, that's the song. I'm going to do about, what did I say? 2 or 3 more, and then I have to hop off. Any overall message you can share since so much is going on? There's a need to kind of push the ball over the hill by changing something in the environment. I feel like you're like hanging on by a thread here. Typically, he's standing up carrying all the wands, but he's like sitting down, hanging on to one just to be able to sit up. It feels like there's low energy levels because of a long period of feeling like you're, like if you're, the image I'm getting is if you're walking across like a frozen pond and like you sometimes take steps and hear the cracks underneath of you and you're waiting for it all to just kind of fall apart. There's a need to almost like find the shortest route off of the pond and give yourself a moment to regroup. There's power in taking your time to regroup. I'm looking at this alarm clock with number 7, almost like I'm getting a reference to like the week of creation, like needing to start from scratch and redo the whole plan and then take action in the opposite direction of some kind of fear. Any messages from my guides or a way forward? Ready, Set, Don't Go by Miley and Billy Ray Cyrus are playing. This is that example I give where it's like you feel kind of stuck in a well and you have a rope, but you need to tie the rope to something above ground in order to use the rope to climb out of the well. You have all the tools. You just need to dedicate yourself to something outside of the mental prison that you've kind of been in. It's like needing to get something. Yeah, the mental prison is literally the 9 of Swords. So it's like needing to find something that makes you feel like you're making small steps of progress, pulling yourself further and further out of that hole. It feels like a passion project, a new hobby, a lifestyle change. It's needed in order to reignite the spark from within. Is there a message from my dad? I'm going to do this one and one more, and then I have to go hop off. There's something that you really enjoyed as a child that would benefit you now, but like in an adult way. Like, let's say it was like let's say it was like finger painting, now it's some kind of like painting. It doesn't have to be something you release or sell, but there's a need to like give yourself the space to explore the feelings that it gave you during childhood. Almost like it feels like there's some kind of repressed burst of emotion or something that wants to come through, but you need to give it the space to come through. Yeah, some kind of passionate new beginning, taking a leap of faith on yourself to release some kind of pain, and it actually helps you move forward, trusting yourself. It feels like there's a little bit of reparenting that's needed, almost like he's saying, there's some tools that I gave you the materials, and now you need to use the materials to create the tools that you haven't had yet to process the emotions. The Times They Are a Changin' by Bob Dylan. All right, last one, and then I have to hop off. A lot of signs are coming through this member's live today. Oh, thank you. Oh, your birthday is December 27th as well. That's awesome. I love that. Oh, okay. That's the last one. Let's see, what does Angela need to hear right now? You have some kind of inkling about another person and the way they're going to handle an upcoming situation. Let's say it's like, I need to talk to this person and I feel like their response is going to be blank. You're correct. So yeah, your intuition is spot on. So whatever you're feeling like this person's going to handle this in this way, you're correct. So proceed accordingly. Almost like you're doubting, like, okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, or maybe I'm being too hopeful, whatever it is, you're spot on. So there's a need to trust that. And iron with number 10. There's a need to trust your intuition so that you can iron everything out and close that chapter. Okay, everyone, I have to hop off. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my mods for being here. I posted a little reading this morning. I may try and get one more out today, but I have to reorganize my shelves because I moved my desk because it's driving me nuts. So we shall see. I'll be back on either Monday or Tuesday, I think. Thank you, everyone. Talk to you soon.